Is there really any other choice?
No.
Right? I mean, you could go and maybe explain away some other people here, but I mean, Dion Lewis, what he did, nobody has ever done in NFL postseason history. Run for a touchdown, catch a touchdown pass, and take one back as a return specialist. So he gets that hat trick. He's my easy choice as the top performer in this game.
I mean, listen, you could give it to Jadeveon Clowney because what he was able to do on Tom Brady and putting pressure on one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. You could give it to one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and say that Tom Brady was the top performer, but really there isn't any question because of Dion Lewis. Lewis became the 5th Patriots player to score 3 touchdowns in a playoff game. It was a completely amazing performance by him and what he was able to do. There's not really much else to say besides he was a stunning performance for
and the
that
timing
game.
was perfect because LeGarrette Blount reportedly had like flu-like symptoms, and that's why his numbers. We had actually talked about that as one of our prop bets from a week ago, right? It was the number of his carries, and he actually barely touched the ball because Lewis was doing his thing, but also he was sick. Emmanuel Acho tweeted this out. To think I got traded for Dion Lewis back in 2013, someone needs to be fired for that. He's a beast. Well, guess what? The man who actually pulled the trigger on that trade, Joe Banner, former executive for the Eagles, I traded you for Dion and got fired. Go figure. Hope you were well. So at least I don't know if Emmanuel meant to call out Joe Banner necessarily, but Banner saw it, responded, and, took the high road, left it on a high note.
Well, it was funny. Acho then responded, "I'm so glad you got me out of Cleveland," which is kind of putting a bow on the whole thing. But that was a breakout game for Lewis, and that was really the first of the season because remember he spent the first 8 games of the season on IR with that off-season surgery that he had to repair his knee. So the fact that this was the game he was able to break out, of course, this is where you want to break out.
And the sickness and illness for Blount may actually be a blessing in some ways because it kept him from taking a punishment from that game against the Texans. Now he's fresh and ready, we think, against the Steelers.